Hello there, and welcome to KnowThyselfUniversity.net's book reviews. This particular segment is actually the intro that's going to go in front of all of the intro book reviews. So for this next 30 videos, you're going to see a lot of books that we're going to bring up, and I'm going to show you why it's helpful in my life and could be helpful in yours also. And the intro, in this intro, I wanted you just to know that this gives you an opportunity to get the books that we're going to be talking about and let you know why we're doing the books, but also to let the authors of these books know that once we do get into the in-depth portion of the book reviews, we're not going to just sit there and read page for page of your books. We want to basically just highlight your book and basically be a good commercial so that we can refer other people to these particular books and other books you may have. So we're not going to just sit here and just give away your whole book for free online. That's not what we're about. But we want to highlight certain books just so that people can get a taste of what we like to get into in order for us to know ourselves better. And to Know Thyself University, that is how you know the universe. And this particular book, I'll be quick, that for this month, we're going to be highlighting Shawn Stevenson's book, the Sleep Smarter book. It includes a 14-day plan for you to get restful sleep and why it's important. 21 essential strategies to sleep your way to better body, better health, and bigger success. Shawn Stevenson with the foreword by Sarah Gottfried. This is this month's highlighted book that we're going to be showcasing. So you're going to see this for all the other videos. Okay, sit tight, enjoy, please subscribe, share, and comment on other books that you might want us to review also. Peace. Okay, this intro is going to deal with The Prince and Other Writings by Niccolò Machiavelli. It is better to be loved than feared, or feared than loved. It may be answered that one should wish to be both, but because it is difficult to unite them in one person, it is much safer to be feared than loved. Niccolò Machiavelli. Now, a lot of people might have heard that, and of course, those of you who've already read the book, this is just going to be a lot of fun to go back into it and to discuss these writings. But there's Machiavelli and his writings come up a lot in literature, television, newspaper, songs, you know what I'm saying, and all parts of the media. But a lot of people really don't understand it. And that's why I came up with this particular segment for the Know Thyself University initiates and everyone else who hasn't even heard of us yet, because people want to have power, but we don't really get a chance to read. Well, I'm sorry, we don't make the time to read. And I'm sure you've heard songs, you've heard Tupac calling himself Machiavelli, and you hear people talk about a Machiavellian move. No, that was very Machiavellian of him to come back and, you know, get rid of all of his former oppressors or enemies or whatever. And we get the gist of what they mean because you can read between the lines and deal with the context clues and figure out what they're talking about without even reading it. But we're going to get deeper into it. And also, for me, I wanted to get back into it because I never really read it through and through, The Prince and a lot of his other writings, because, you know, being a student, I was an A student. I knew how to get by and read just enough to do a book report. I picked certain aspects of the story and just dealt with that instead of reading the whole book. That's not a good thing, but it's good to be able to do. But I'm going to have fun going back and reading it. And as as I got older and started really getting into different movies, they always allude to The Prince, Catch You on the Rye, and things like that. And it should behoove you to want to go and see what they're talking about, because the author, the producer, someone is putting in little nuggets, so-called Easter eggs, as they call them, that will hint to something even greater, a deeper, profound bit of knowledge that could help you in your own life. So when people put things like that in a movie, in a song, it will behoove you to go and check it out. That's why we're going to do it here. So for those who don't know, and for those who know a little bit, it sounds familiar. They never read the book, but Niccolò Machiavelli actually was a real person. And we'll get a little bit deeper. I'm sure this is going to go into it in different parts about who he was and his particular, how can I say it? his life in context with his contemporaries. And Niccolò Machiavelli, just like when we get into studying the art of war and things like that, who was Sun Tzu? We're going to get into who was Niccolò Machiavelli as a person, and we're going to get into these writings and understand the context by which we can use a lot of his ways of thinking, which is really, for me, it's like a type of art of war. So since this is just an intro, I usually go 30 minutes on a lot of these just to give you some insight of why I chose this book. I already went into a little of that, but I'm pretty sure you can think of times in your own life where you felt like you might have lost something in a relationship, be it business, a love relationship, family relationships, where you might have felt that you needed some type of battle strategy in order to get back at those who were oppressing you. Now, you don't necessarily have to use those particular instruments of war to kill or to totally devastate someone, but even in a relationship, even in a classroom setting, even in a business setting, at a job setting, or even when you own your own business, there are times when you can get back in a way that is not as totally devastating, like kill them, finish them. You will have a chance to get the upper hand in relationships also, and it is very prudent of you to know how to do so, which is why I choose a lot of these books right here. The Prince and Other Writings by Niccolò Machiavelli. Well, thanks again for joining us today at KnowThyselfUniversity.net's online school. Hopefully this book review, or this intro to the book review, wet your whistle a little bit and gave you an insight of what we deal with when we deal with a lot of these books, and show the significance that a lot of these books and what reading really does is very, very detrimental to your health if you're not reading books these days. But please subscribe, share, and get these books so that we can talk further once we get deeper into these books. Once again, this has been Lorenzo McCoy. Share, subscribe, comment, and let everybody know this is the place to be for reading books. Thank you.